get too comfortable. People are immodestly dressed and whatnot, lusting out at each other, and greed and envy, immodesty. So what is Islamic solution? All right. So these are the consequences of immodesty in the world. Objectification, unfortunately, fornication, STDs, they will increase, and they are increasing, right? Sexual assaults, unwarranted pregnancies. In this country, unfortunately, there have been 55 million abortions in this country since Roe versus Wade. Single parenthood, depression. So the consequences of immorality and premarital sex, unwanted babies, it may result into single parenthood and all the problems that come with that, and many depressions that may happen, right? What is the Islamic solution against immoralities? First and foremost, accountability in front of God. So when it comes to objectification of women in this country, or many countries, I should say, Islam gave Muhammad, peace be upon him, he gave a really important, simple instruction that do not make a second glance at people of opposite gender. Means do not stare at them, do not lust at them. If by chance, if you're looking at their face one time, then move your glance right away, because if you keep on staring the face and keep on glancing them and looking at them, sometimes lust may develop in our heart. So just one glance of looking at the opposite gender, then lower your gaze. That's what the Quran also says in chapter 24, verse number 30 and 31, right? So accountability in front of God is the first and the foremost. So as you can see that all the solutions in Islam, there is instilling God is there, fear of God, love of God, accountability in front of God. Modesty of clothing, modesty of eyes, modesty of tongue, modesty of behavior. Such an ideal society if society believes in and acts in this. Intimacy and sex is only in marriage. No premarital, no extramarital, only within the marriage. And marriage, by the way, is only between a male and a female, according to Islam, which is very similar to the Old and the New Testament and many other scriptures. So Islam does not allow any marriages between a male and a male, and a female, or any other combination, only between a male and a female. Islam also says, Muhammad, peace be upon him, he also says that do not be alone in a room with a person of opposite gender. So that means there is no cohabiting between a male and a female in an apartment, in a condo, in a house. There is no dating in Islam. There is no living together in Islam outside of marriage. Because all of these things, it may lead towards other steps of sins, according to Islam. So Islam wants to stop at the very first step. There is no dating, no living together, no, not even touching and hugging, right? Of a people of opposite gender who are not part of the family or part of the immediate family. Islam also allows early marriage. Because early marriage, I'm not saying child marriages, after the age of puberty or whatever the country's laws are. In Illinois, it is 16 years for the girls, I believe 17 or 18 for the boys, which is good, which is early, right? So Islam says early marriages, so the youth, they do not indulge into sins. And heavy penalty for rape and assaults. So in this country, if a rapist, only 10% of the rapists, they are placed into prison. Even those who are placed into prison, according to statistics, only like they spend 5 to 7 years in the prison system, and then they come out. And the victim is now, afraid, then the rapist is going to come back to her again. So it's a revolving door policy. But Islam, what it says is, there's a heavy penalty for the rapist. So any potential rapist who's going to think about rape and assault and all the wrong things, they're going to double think before they commit the crime. And human rights of the fetus. This is so important. So fetus is not taken as, not human, or it's okay to kill the fetus, and the rights of the women only. Islam says that a fetus is 100% human. That means they also have human rights as much as the right of a lady. So we cannot say, just pro rights, How about the pro rights of the fetus? So if we kill the fetus, we'll be accountable on the day of judgment as a manslaughter. Intoxicants. I can speak volumes on this. Problems of intoxicants, many times many drugs are involved. May that be alcohol, maybe other drugs. When a person is raping somebody, or homicides and suicides, many of the violent crimes are always some kind of a drug is involved. So as you can see is from the Bureau of Justice statistics, juveniles, look at this. Robbery, about 8% of the robbers, they have already taken something. How about burglary, right? So crimes is involved and so much compromise of the person's spirituality, psychology, biology, physical harm is involved when the person takes the drugs. Simple solution, Islam says 0% tolerance for any drugs, 0%. So me as a Muslim, I have not taken any drug in my whole life, not a single drop of alcohol. All right, so these are the Islamic solutions that we say society needs it. And these solutions are coming from our Creator. If we implement these solutions, crime is going to decrease, racism is going to be abolished, poverty would be gone, obesity would be gone, disrespect of parents would be gone, right? And any and all the ills that we see would be gone. Society would be a utopian society, an ideal society, a productive society, society respecting each other, justice would prevail, and the outcome would be peace. So I hope and pray that we look into Islam, study Islam, so we can live as brothers and sisters in this God-given society. Thank you very much.
Excellent presentation, Dr. Sабил. Thank you so much. And I guess I'll let Nurul then call out people with raised hands. And I have a couple of questions on YouTube. Go ahead, Nurul.
Yeah, so the way we want to conduct this Q&A session is basically, the person will raise their hand. When we allow you to speak, you state your name and your question and allow the speaker to respond back to your question. I know that people will have counter questions for the speaker as well, but I would request you to consider other people who are in the line to make sure that they also get a chance to ask a question as well, because there might be some other individuals who want to ask as well. So if you want to get in line, please raise your hand to get ready to ask your question. We would definitely like to give you a detailed answer, but with respect to the time limitation and everything, we want to consider give you to give chance to other people also to ask questions and not take in the elaborate amount of time to discuss. And it's not a discussion, it's a Q&A session. So I just want to clarify that. So our first question that we will have is, I think Suzanne's iPhone actually raised the hand first. I would request her to unmute herself and then ask the question, please. Thank you.
It was an accident. I didn't have a question. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Very sorry.
Suzanne is getting tired.